You know, when something horrible happens in the world, you'll see the rise of two types of people.
It doesn't matter what follows the phrase, two kinds of people. The only thing anyone's ever really saying is us and them.
Number one, people who don't let fear divide them and instead choose to come together. And number two, racist idiots who don't deserve an internet connection. And here's the thing, right? I just don't like when people are bad at things. If you're gonna be racist, at least do it right.
Do it right, eh? I got your back, you filthy snowbeaner.
And look at this comment under my YouTube video. Go back.
Take a good long look at that YouTube comment. No avatar, no likes, no replies. 4 days old.
To your country, you terrorist Paki, Afghan Indian Muslim slut. Hashtag make America great again. Now, I don't mean to discourage Merrick, okay? He seems like a great guy. But your stupidity bothers me. Okay, first and foremost, let's make education great again. In fact,
I know this is supposed to be like a joke video, but I mean, I don't know what your credentials are, and even if I did, I wouldn't be super pleased that you would just presume to teach me anything, especially considering that so much that follows here is uninformed or downright incorrect.
Hello and welcome. We'll begin by taking attendance. Are you here? Of course you are. YouTube comments are how you feel validated.
Well, that's rich coming from someone who's making an entire YouTube video in response to a single YouTube comment that may or may not be real. I smell projection.
Today we're going to be taking a trip around the world, so you'll need to pack. It's probably been years since you've had the chance to use your passport, just like your penis. But
that's just more projection.
Don't worry, this time you'll actually take off.
Projection.
To go back to my foreign country, we'll need to fly a long 45 minutes all the way back to Canada. But I'm assuming you thought my country was somewhere else. So let's fly across the world to the country of Paki, Afghan, India. India is all the way over here, across the ocean. So unfortunately, you won't be able to drive your trailer there. Oh, Kofefe.
I'm from Toronto, and I lived in the Peg for several years, and you either pointed to Fort McMurray in Alberta or northern Saskatchewan, I'm not entirely sure. But that means that you're far more likely to be from a fucking trailer than I am. So, fuck you.
Once you board your flight, settle in. It's going to be a long journey. But that's okay, you can take a good rest. It must be so exhausting to walk right through airport security.
Why do you think racists are less likely to be searched at the airport? I don't... Unless this is something about, like, white people. Oh, and all white people are racists. Oh, I get it now. I get it now. Fuck you, bigot.
The aircraft you're flying will probably be a double-decker, which means it'll have about 300 to 400 people on board, which is approximately the same amount of people at Trump's inauguration. JK, that's an alternative fact, but you're probably used to those from watching so much Fox News.
CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, they've all flat out lied at one point or another, knowing full well they were lying, and then printed small retractions. You're eating a narrative, sweetie.
Please note note that we're not gonna fly through the Bermuda Triangle because things mysteriously disappear there. In fact, that's probably where your education went.
Joke's on you. I never finished my post-secondary.
We're going to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, around Africa, and through this passageway that's very narrow. Just like your mind.
Projection.
You may recognize some of these countries we're flying over as places immigrants come from to steal your jobs, or just the same countries you steal oil from.
So racists get through airport security faster, and now they steal oil. This isn't about racists. I mean, maybe some of it is, but this is not about racists. And I mean, forget the fact that America doesn't steal oil, they buy it. Are you saying America is racist? But you live in America, and you're separating yourself from both the racism and the oil theft. How are you doing both? The only thing I can think is that you're brown. And so you can separate yourself from the racism, and you're from Canada, so you can separate yourself from the American oil theft. So this is less about racism and less about racist people and more about white people. And it's sad. It's really sad because you're Canadian and you don't seem to recognize that the largest oil trading partner to the United States is Canada. Go pound oil sands.
Once we reach our destination, you'll notice that India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan are actually 3 separate countries. You silly American Aussie Brit. When you land and are going through customs and they ask for your occupation, make sure you say trash can. And when they ask your date of birth, be sure to say 3000 BC. You effing caveman.
3000 BC and cave people? Okay, no, like, come on. I know you think it's funny, but a joke has to hinge on something. It has to hinge on something real. You know, like, this kind of uninformed crap is the very reason a person will look at you blankly and say, I don't get it. Being wrong, just flat out wrong, has the potential to destroy the joke. And that's what you've done.
Notice right away that India is full of beautiful sights and culture. And I know what you're thinking. It probably smells like curry. And you know what? You're right. And it's delicious.
My neighbor's house smells like curry. And it is delicious. India does not smell like curry.
And although there are approximately 175 million Muslims in India, there are approximately 2 billion in the whole world. Which means if every Muslim was a terrorist, you wouldn't stand a goddamn chance. Good thing they're not.
You know, if 2 billion largely illiterate, probably poorly armed, educated, and trained Muslims went to war with the United States, I would think that their 2 million standing army would probably mow all of Islam down like grass. That's where I'd put my money. I'd put my money on well-trained American soldiers. It's a good thing they're not.
Now that we're here, the good news is your wife can save all that money she spends at tanning salons trying to look closer to my complexion.
That's the problem with HD video, Lily. Doesn't matter how much makeup you wear. Nobody wants your skin.
Quick travel tip. If you're going to India, they don't kill cows there, so there's no beef. But don't worry, because if you kill anything, it'll be considered mental illness. So you're good.
They don't kill cows there. So I imagine you feel safe to visit.
I hope you've enjoyed this trip to where you think I'm from, and I promise if I ever meet a genie, all 3 of my wishes will be for you to get an atlas. To be honest, whether I went back to my country of Pakistan, India, or even Canada, I don't see how that would benefit you, since my tax bracket helps pay for your kids' education. You're welcome, Timothy.
Anal probe drop. By this point, I too am tempted to tell you to go back to your own country, but that does not serve me because your country is my country, and I'd rather not have you here. So. Relevant links to shit I said in the description? Maybe. I'm Irving Twin. Like, subscribe, or don't. It's a free country. At least it used to be. 11 million subscribers? What the fuck is wrong with people? Oh.